comfort is not an ingredient to progress.
The idea is to bring the economics home. Remember, in entrepreneurship, everything that you learn now, you build on it. In 2 months from now, we'll be introducing a new headquarters.
One of the biggest issues we have in South Africa is youth unemployment.
How many people can we hire in 10 years on Spaza Eats? What can community say I did for them? That's when I knew I need to come back and start again. A Spaza shop can change a family's life.
But there's an important concept in that, is the concept of value. There's different types of value.
In entrepreneurship, failing means you are learning the lessons. It's a tuition you have to pay for what you didn't know. Everything that you learn now, you build on it.
When you start something, it's like pushing a rock up a hill. There's so much talent that is laying dormant in our continent.
It's not the time to feel like you have made it with the Gucci and...
When it comes to entrepreneurship, where did it start? Hey, welcome to the latest episode of the C.Cast. It's an absolute pleasure having you here today. Before we get into the next guest, I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of what this podcast is about. We are about connecting creativity and technology to uplift the African continent and connect the world to Africa. What we do is we chat to members of our communities. We give them a platform to share their story and to share how they are connecting Africa to the digital economy and the world to Africa. So before we get into this next guest, if you like our content, I just want to remind you to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about what you think about the conversation. If you want to get more involved in the community, you can also join the WhatsApp group by scanning the QR code. In this group, we'll be able to share opportunities, knowledge with you, and you'll be able to meet other like-minded people of the community. So yeah, we hope to see you in the group soon. Until then, let's get into the episode. We've got a guest on today who's also out here working. If you follow him on social media, you'll see all of the things that he's up to. Many different things. He is a 3-time award-winning entrepreneur, tech entrepreneur in 2022 in South Africa, best tech CEO in Africa 2022 as well, and also BRICS Entrepreneur of the Year. We've got Dr. Talifhani Banks in the building today.
Thank you.
For an episode.
I appreciate it. I've got another award. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's an innovation award it's a connection with UNISA and all universities. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an innovation award, which makes me 4-time.
Flipping hell. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to add an extra award. I apologize. Our list is a little bit outdated, so we're going to add a 4th one. With UNISA. But yeah, very decorated guest, and there's a reason behind this. He is the founder and Group CEO of AnalyticsX.
Yeah.
And underneath that, I understand that there are multiple different companies, which we're going to talk a little bit more. The one that's really getting a lot of attention in the online space is Spaza Eats.
Yeah.
And there's also a new one, which you're going to talk about as well, that falls under the Spaza brand, which is really cool. But yeah, we have Talifhani Banks, and it's going to be a really dope episode today. So generally, what I see online is a general message.
Okay.
When I look up Talifhani Banks, I mean, this is the first time we met in person. And so our friends with Buntu, who's a previous guest on the episode. You should check out that episode if you haven't already. And there's a common thread that I see between yourself, me, Buntu, and other guests on the episode. And there's a quote that I want to mention, and it goes like this. Africa is blessed with problems, and we are the answer to what God knew would be a problem.
Ooh, you're taking me there.
I want to start with that. What does that mean to Talifhani Banks?
It means a lot. In the continent where there's so much human capital, but still we have so much unemployment, does it really mean there's no jobs, there's no opportunities? No, it just means that we are not creating the opportunities for people. And we have to become the answers. We have to create the platform. It doesn't mean that I will get everything right, but I'm going to create the Spaza Eats. It might not come out perfect. The system might give you glitches, but I'm going to start somewhere where there's a potential to expand. I mean, if in your own mind calculus, how many people can we hire in 10 years on Spaza Eats? It's thousands.
Yeah.
We're becoming the answers. If many of me do the same, how many jobs can we create in the continent? It's about, I say 1.3 billion people in the States say that, but when I meet more people in the continent, they say Africa is more than 3 billion people. They didn't calculate right. Imagine 3 billion people all integrated into one solutions that we are creating. We have so much opportunities here.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's so much talent
Yes.
that is laying dormant in our continent.
100%.
And a lot of people focus on the problems,
Yes.
right? But as an entrepreneur,
Yes.
and this is why I think we really need to instill the entrepreneurial mindset in
Yeah.
people, is
Yeah.
because as an entrepreneur, you don't see problems, you see opportunities.
100%.
So I love that because it's a positive message
100%.
in a world where we constantly are being bombarded with
Negativity. And it's also changing the mindset that the same problems, you see them as problems. We seeing them as opportunity. And that's why I'm saying it's blessed with problems. So I can awaken that it's a problem to you. And that's why you won't make impact. That's why you won't change anyone's life. A lot of people who complain, if you look at them, they haven't impacted anyone. But they are complaining about a person who's impacting people every day.
Do you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
The person who gets impacted the most by that complaining is
100%.
yourself.
Yes.
That's the crazy part.
Yes.
But a lot of people are out there. I mean, you've got a lot of experience in the entrepreneurial space. You've built businesses before.
Yeah.
And we're talking about instilling this mindset in other people.
Yes.
You've gone down your journey.
Yeah.
And you've managed to achieve various things with analytics and the Spaza Eats. The person that's listening to this who we're trying to reach today is someone who might be starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important that we go back to your beginning.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that are at the same point.
Yeah.
So I want us to chat, like, when it comes to entrepreneurship, where did it start? I know that we had a previous guest on as well who had a similar beginning to you.
Yeah.
And I know that it started with your mom, right? Your mom played a huge role in terms of your journey when it comes to having early business experience.
Yes.
Can we go back to those days? What role did your mom play in this journey?
My mother, she's a powerhouse. The reason why I don't talk about her is because she's my strength. And I wouldn't tell people about my strength. You know what I mean? You break here, you break me.
Yeah.
So she didn't know then, but I mean, I'm from a big family. I've got 5 siblings. We're a family of 6 kids. And we grew up in Louis Trichardt. It's in Limpopo. And there's bills to pay, you know. And obviously we were behind in a lot of things. So my father used to cover the main basic things, but to maintain your life, to buy a school ticket, bus and things like that, you need to be moving around. So she used to always invite me to join her in her businesses. And she used to have this Spaza shop. That Spaza shop changed my life. I don't talk about that Spaza shop, but it was in a busy street. The street is called Kruger Street or something. And that street, we used to sell different things, but in the morning we sell fat cooks and things like that. And I would be buying flowers, oil, and things like that. I would make sure there's stock in it. But I'm telling you, we used to generate so much. This is like back in 2001, 2002. And I saw how that small Spaza shops and me selling in a train station and others made a change to us. And I mean, we were making money. Like in a day, I can make 300, 400. I was not making 5 rand. And that in a month was a lot of money. So I am aware that a Spaza shop can change a family's life. When you see me doing Spaza Eats, I'm aware that some guy might not understand it, but I'm trying to make an impact to one family. And if I can multiply one family to 1,000, I have made my change. That was the training. But when I'm back in the days, I'm learning that. And of course, I didn't like doing it, but I was forced to it. And as I was doing it, I became the one who did it better. But don't get me wrong, I've got good family, good siblings who are very smart. I've got an accountant brother who could have been doing this. But I was the one to do this. Yeah, that's where the upbringing starts. But fortunately, we're not bad in academics, so I found school as a solution for me. I was also not bad in soccer. I thought soccer was going to be my solution. It didn't happen, but academics was my direction. And that's where you see me at university and moving out from that environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to touch on one thing that you mentioned there, because there's a lot of political parties, like right now as we're recording it, it's before elections. By the time this comes out, probably post-election.
You're going to drop it before elections?
No, we're coming out after.
Okay.
So we got to say the right things, because we're going to judge us based on what you think now. Anyway,
I've got vision. I can see what is yet to be.
I've heard that. But what I hear a lot happening in the political space is obviously one of the biggest issues we have in South Africa is youth unemployment. So there's a lot of discourse happening around jobs.
Yeah.
And I hear certain political parties talking a lot about how we need to focus on the mines and the banks, and those are big fish. And there's other parties out there that are talking about spaza shops and small businesses. And there's some parties out there that are saying, no, don't worry about that. You guys are fighting over crumbs. And then other people are saying, no, don't worry about the small business. Focus on the mines and the banks and blah, blah, blah. But I think something that's important is like, we think that it's small. You think that a spaza shop is a small thing. But if you look at the scale of it, you start to realize, okay, maybe you're selling one or two things for about 20 rand.
Yeah.
But when you're selling it to 1 million people, that's 20 million rand. So can we talk about that? Like, because what I'm hearing from you is that when it comes to these township businesses, they're not a small thing.
No, they are small in people's mind. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. Because when I was growing up, running my mother's business, it's more a basic survivalist business. So they're looking at it like, why would they do that? Oh, I'm so sorry for them. But that's the mindset of many people. But what they don't realize is this spaza shop can make 100,000. So let me break it down. On Spaza Eats, we've got multiple restaurants. I think more than 3,000 something that are active. We're getting one restaurant in Protea Glen. He's doing maybe let's say he's doing about 4,000 or 5,000 a month before he's starting to work with us. And that is because the current customers who are buying from him are within the radius that they can walk to him. And when he starts activating himself on Spaza Eats, what it means is that he's got more customers towards 15-kilometer radius who can potentially buy from him. So if he can now go to socials and say, my kota is live, my muhoru is live, whatever, he have a potential to make 30, 40 orders a day. Average basket, 200. You can do the calculation. He's doing 200 by 30 orders a day. That's minimum, because if he's not doing that, he's probably doing 62 more. One guy. As he runs, he's realizing he can open more. Then he opened 5 more, but that's one guy. But so I don't know the numbers. Maybe do the numbers. 30 by 200 by 30. That's per day. Push that by a month. How much is making?
Yeah. So 6,000 a day.
Then 6,000 a day. Multiply that by an average of 20 restaurants that are around Protea Glen alone.
Yeah.
And then add others that are around Soweto, other region. Maybe let's say average of 100 of them that are doing well.
Yeah.
That's a day. How much there?
Million.
Then, okay, let's go to East Rand, Boksburg, K1. Then you go to Pretoria. That's Gauteng. Now go to Cape Town, Guguletu, Langa, Observatory, Paarl. Do that at the same time. Now, go to Limpopo, go to Durban. We are opening now in Bloemfontein and in East London. That was a restaurant. Remember, this platform runs on restaurant, grocery, e-commerce. That orders in restaurant are happening per minute in different regions in real time. Now you have groceries, which include spaza shops, supermarkets, that are also getting orders anytime. Then you have guys who are selling products, jerseys, your product. You can sell on Spaza Eats. You are telling your customers, no, because I can't deliver, they buy it on Spaza Market. How much is your jersey?
Well, we're looking at about 200 rand.
200. You sell 5 in a day on Spaza Market. How much you make?
You got $1,000.
There's 3,000 of you who are selling in a day because it's national. Now you tell me, that's a broke person running that.
I think the trick there is thinking about scale.
Yes.
But now a lot of the time people will see a Talifhani or they'll see drip shoes or they'll see all these different big companies that are now selling all across the country and they want that.
They want that.
They don't realize that started
as a small micro.
Talifhani.
Yes.
That started with his mom.
Yes.
Selling.
There's a huge, the history is long.
Yeah.
And for you to do the same thing, you have to go back 20 years.
Yeah.
And say, I want to land, you see, it's too long that you might give up. But for me, I know the impact. Now, this one guy that I told you about, he now makes 6 plus or minus 60,000 one restaurant. He's got 5. How much impact is it?
Yeah.
Now multiply that by minimum 100 of those that are doing that. That's the direct impact we're doing. And I am not sure where we're going to. I'm not saying we're making profit. It's not profit yet because we still need to invest in marketing. We're running on a loss. But where we are in 5 years from now is a different level. What I'm trying to say is that is the problem that we saw and we are trying to solve. It's a big one to solve. We might not get all of it right, but you can see the trajectory. Others can find other business. Do you know in the continent, there's so much opportunities like this that are missing. There's so much disintegration that we can multiply this to other countries within the continent. And, who knows? But I'm trying to say that the market for this is huge. Yes, we talk township, and we are here in the city. The reason why I don't talk about Sandton and what is not special to talk about making orders in Sandton. But we're doing sales here. It's more powerful to talk township. But the same way you see a township here is the same in Botswana, is the same in Rwanda, same in Kenya, and that's the goal. We plan to multiply.
Yeah. I think what I'm getting from what you're saying is there's a vision.
Yes.
And right now there's a gap between where you are and the vision.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of people listening to this that have the same issue.
Yes.
Where they have a vision.
Yeah.
They have an idea, but there's a gap.
There's a gap.
And they don't know how to meet those two gaps. How do you meet those gaps?
You have to understand that that's where I'm going, but you're not going to get there now. You are driving a bicycle, you are riding a bicycle, or you're driving a Tez.
Or you might even be at the stage where you're walking.
You are walking.
You might not even be walking.
100%.
You might be just trying to take the first step.
Or you are hiking. And the process is important. It's important to hike. It's important to ride. It's important to walk. It's important to get a overheating car. And still, it's important to move. But the people stop there and say, I think somebody must fund me for me to move. You're not ready. Anybody who's waiting for funding is not ready. Let me tell you why. Even in my proverb in Shivenda, they say they can only help a person who's pushing their own vehicle. I don't know if it's there in English or. You have to be doing something for people to recognize you. But if you're not, you're as good as everyone.
We had another guest on, Bobele. He won a Grammy producing a song with Beyonce.
Okay, nice.
And one of the things that he mentioned, crazy.
Powerful.
Check out that episode if you haven't watched it.
I'm going to check, yeah.
But what he mentioned was when you start something, it's like pushing a rock up a hill.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start, it's hard.
It's hard.
No one wants to help you at that point.
It's even for them.
If you can get momentum, if you can get the rock moving and you show people that it is moving and you can see where it's going,
yes,
that's when people want to come.
That's when they start supporting. And that's part of it. In anything in life, I've learned that anything it push like that. That's why political parties, it's not because they will solve the problem. It's because there's a movement. And they try and pick up topics that makes a movement. Have you seen any political party hiring people? 5,000 people. No, they don't hire anyone. They don't create them. They are community spokesperson. We appreciate them because they are protecting us and speaking for us. But none of them, they are creating the economics for people. And we, as entrepreneurs, we have a responsibility to play our part, to create those opportunities that I want them to talk about different things, the political guys, so that we can create quality delivery. Because if there's one guy talking and they are monopolizing the political party, they don't have competition, they do what they want. You want competition. You want some ANC, you want some DA, you want some EFL. I don't know. People will choose the right one. But I think the public should just appreciate that we have multiple parties.
Yeah.
Because we need those chairs. We need them to question the delivery.
I think so. Another thing, people also, there's a huge cultural movement towards living the soft life, right? And I think that's not what we should be striving for. Like, yes, it's good.
Not the time.
Things. Yeah.
It's not the time to feel like you have made it with the Gucci. And the truth is we can't afford the Guccis. We have to go back and build the foundation and structures that will build the economy. And most of us, unfortunately, we want to build our success on the A. There's no pillars. That's why in 2-3 years you hear him, no, the reason why he fall down, he didn't have this. That's what happened.
But I would also go so far as to say it's not possible. Like you said, it's not possible to build something on air.
Yeah.
You have to go through the hard. Like if you go back through to your story, right?
Yes.
You were saying that when you guys were on the street selling fake cooks, it's because why would you do that?
Why?
Why did you do that?
I had to. There was no food that day.
That's the thing.
And you
had to.
If you don't come back with profit, that wasn't it. You had to come back with profit so you can go buy a mixed portion.
Yeah.
So you have to learn the principles of doing it right and not fight people in the process. The reason why you don't have any negativity around my name, I know that I have to do this right because I have to still be on the same corner doing the same thing. So if I still be talking nonsense to people, but I still want to stand in the same corner, what happens? So we have to build this thing by principle. Stay on the ground, do the foundation, and it's not about looking like you are there, because this is not a sprint, it's a journey. And over time, 10 years, you need to still be existing. But when you're sprinting so fast and you're thinking you're competing with people, 10 years, you are the ones who will be going back to start in the beginning.
Yeah, and the thing about soft life is it doesn't push you to do better because you're comfortable. People are searching for comfort, but the comfort is not an ingredient to progress.
No.
Right now, a lot of us listening to this, we're not living in comfort.
No.
That's our reality, but we're so focused on seeing what's online or living our lives through other people, trying to get this sense of comfort, not realizing that the discomfort that we are in is exactly an ingredient to get 100%. To that point. If that's where you want to go.
And you have to be so authentic that people realize. That's why for me, I'm not trying to make, I'm here with my driving thing. I'm going to be delivery. Somebody say, I don't like him, he's delivery, he's a delivery man. That's fine. I'm going through the journey. You know what I mean? There will be time where I become YT Basson, Raymond Ackerman doing this. But you have to play the ground. You know, I learned something from Raymond. He was my mentor. He said, you have to build your pillars right. You have to have your administration, have to have your merchandising, your promotion, and your pricing, and also have doing good is good business. If you do these basics, you will build a structure of a table. And that table, you can multiply it in different regions and different countries. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And it started with AnalyticsX, right?
We started with Analytics Advertising. That's the first company that took us to a medium enterprise. Reason why you don't see Analytics Advertising, we incorporated within AnalyticsX. But that's the company that does all our B2B deals. And then it comes with Spaza Eats. Spaza Eats now I'm giving more attention here. But the Spaza Market, which is now creating platforms for these products to move. There's more coming. Something like Spaza Pay, which is a payment gateway that we plan to connect it across the continent.
Sure. And mentors are such an important part to the progress and to the journey.
Yeah.
How, because like someone who grew up in the township, who was selling fat cooks on the side of the road, how does someone like you find Raymond Ackerman to be a mentor?
That's another thing. People want quick microwave cooked stuff. When I was at university, I'm graduating at statistics. My friends are working in the banks. We had lectures from Reserve Bank, and people are moving to Reserve. I've got friends at Reserve Bank. They are now running stuff. I must connect. But at that time, I had to select a job that paid me 3.5 to work at Massmart, but I was hired by an international company. And that international company exposed me to international trends that made me aware of what is yet to be. So I was so far in analytics compared to everyone now that when I got a job at Pick n Pay, my job was somewhere at the top. You know what I mean? I had to start somewhere where I would gain enough knowledge to start there. People started at the job where they remain constant because there's no scalability in that. I started my job as a data analyst in 2013. 2015, you see me as a pricing analyst reporting to the business how the whole business is performing, all regions, putting budgets on promotions. So when Raymond Ackerman was coming to do mentorship, they had to select by team who's the right person. I was there, and I was positioned right to meet this man. And when I met him, I knew the power I'm meeting, so I had to be spiritually ready to receive. People were there to listen, be excited. I was not this. You notice me, I spiritually tune in. I tuned in to hear this man. And what he spoke, I received the message. That's the difference.
And you mentioned that you started at 3.5.
Yes.
there's a lot of people out there that will get an first 3.5 and be like, Asa, why should I accept this?
Yeah.
But there's an important concept in that, is the concept of value. There's different types of value. You get monetary value.
Yeah.
You can get wisdom or knowledge.
Knowledge value.
Which is value in itself.
Which is more important.
Networking value. Just being in a specific space, making friends with specific people.
If you're starting up, Josh, the most important is wisdom and knowledge value, not money value. No money will give you knowledge enough for you to disrupt. Wisdom will. And I had different mentorship. I didn't talk about a friend of mine when I was growing up back in Utrecht, Dalen. His grandfather used to own a construction company. We used to play Monopoly. Every time I win on Monopoly game, I'm buying flats, I'm buying boats. And you don't do that. You don't do that. That's why you don't see me. I'm comfortable with one vehicle as long as I'm creating vehicles for others to move around. It's not about, it's not about looking like. So I was mostly interested in understanding the knowledge and downloading the good side of the business, because the one I know from where I'm coming from is not exactly what another part that I skipped is that when I was growing at Louis Trichat, there was a time I used to do commerce back in the days with maths. And there was a time they give us this task of an assignment to audit a real business and understand how they're doing. So I went to this Zoutpansberg Milling Go organization, which is a maize meal company. That company used to do like 6-7 million a month. That's what I was auditing. I was like, how do they do that? And my goal since then was to find that. So now when I'm going to Pick and Pay or when I'm starting this job for 3.5, my goal is to download enough information so I can know how do you build that, which is where I am now.
Why do you want to know how?
I don't want to say that I like money. I do love money, but I saw how money can help solve the problems in that family, one house. And if I can solve my family's problem and also multiply it across other people's family, I would have achieved in what I'm called here to do. That's what I'm serving.
To me, that's a purpose.
Yes.
And that purpose, because we often talk about the concept of curiosity, right?
Yeah.
In order to obtain knowledge, in order to grow, you need to be curious.
Yes.
And that's where the why question comes in.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people that don't have any why question. They're not interested in figuring out why.
Yeah.
And that's something that I was constantly thinking about.
Yeah.
It's like, where does that curiosity thing come from?
Yes.
And I think as you've been speaking, there's like a click.
It's clicking. It's connecting.
Right. For sure.
Same cloth. That is beyond race, beyond culture, beyond anything else. Don't let them confuse you. The people who are confusing you, they don't want you to know the truth. The whole point of doing this is beyond culture and race. The 2%, the skin difference is 2% to everyone. And don't make you feel bad for doing good and for you to go through that journey of figuring it out. We are all in the same journey, breathing the same air, trying to understand this thing. But the guy who's not willing to go through and understand his purpose and his why, he's the one who's going to be blaming me for being in the communities and making a difference. It's like, but why is he going there? Why is he not going to center? Because he doesn't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. He doesn't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And many people, unfortunately, don't have that vision. And because they don't have vision, they observe the grass that is green on the other side, and they try and understand why is it green. And sometimes it's not that green. It's just that you are far.
It's green.
Yeah, but I am in a journey of creating a platform. Right now, I understand that we have skill deficit. We have to be teaching. We have to be employing people, knowing that we have the responsibility to teach, and people don't have to know everything, but you can start them somewhere and you grow. There is a mindset somewhere, I see it, where it says, no, people are not ready. You can never be ready. I was never ready. Somebody had to give me opportunity, and that's where I learned. I need to do the same for someone. Coming from where I'm coming from, there's no Raymond Ackerman. There's none of those people. So you have to go through a process where somebody give you an opportunity, and that's what I'm trying to do to others.
Hey, hold on. I just need to remind you very quickly to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below about what you think about this episode. We need to be able to tell the algorithm on YouTube that we are creating content that is valuable. So please engage with this content, whether you're listening to it on YouTube or on Spotify or whatever platform, please engage. It just helps us reach more people, brings more people into the community, which means more access to knowledge and opportunities for you, a member of the community. So please don't forget to engage on this video or this audio podcast and leave a like, comment, or subscribe and give it a share. Thank you so much. We'll hop back into the episode. And that, so as you're speaking, there's that thing that you brought up in terms of we don't want to figure out our own why. We want to look at the other person and put judgment on them or praise that other person, whether it be judgment or praise, whatever it is. But the point of the matter is that the attention is not on me. It's on someone else.
It's on someone else.
I'm just thinking, like, I'm just going to put out an idea.
Yeah, let's go.
But one of the things that I love about Africa is within the African culture, there's this concept of Ubuntu.
Yes.
And the Ubuntu says,
yes,
I mustn't worry just about myself.
100%.
I should worry about those.
100%.
But now, do you think there is a flip side to that now? Because that concept of worrying about others, right? What I'm seeing is that there is a negative side to that to an extent, right? Like, yes, what is beautiful about Ubuntu is that we are selfless.
Yeah.
But we also, there's this concept of filling a cup, right?
Yeah.
Let's say my cup is full.
Yes.
And I keep giving my attention to others. Eventually my cup is going to be empty
100%.
and I'm going to have nothing left to give.
Yes.
In order to keep on giving, I need to
be receiving. Yes.
To receive.
Yes.
Do you think that maybe we've taken the Ubuntu thing a bit too far to the point where we aren't receiving?
I love it. There is a level of agreement that I can do there. You know why I say ish, and I love that question. Let me start it here. The reason why the master will give more to a talented person who has a potential to multiply is because he believes that that person will multiply. And the reason why he will give less to a person who will bury it down and not multiply it is because he has a knowing that that person won't do anything. To whom much is given, much is tested. And for you to have what you have, for you, your cup to be full, you have to be the one. You have to be that person who's gifted to be there. And when you're doing what you're doing, your cup will fill up naturally when you give. There's power in giving. When you give, just think about it as a river. If you're a river that blocks the water to not go anywhere, the amount of water coming in becomes less over time. But if you keep on opening the channels, the amount of water coming in multiplies. And you still have space to receive and let go. You have to be that. You have to be part of the value chain. And to be part of the value chain means you must give. Don't give beyond what you can. Do your best for your position. And don't stop because of somebody else's energy towards you. If somebody else doesn't feel like I'm a good person, I shouldn't feel bad about it. I must continue being me because some people are projecting who they are to me. And if I stop and go down now, I will be affecting so many families that are depending on me right now, Josh. If I start going down now and start feeling like, I don't want to work anymore, there's families who have homes and houses that are depending on me existing. So I cannot be worrying about a person who haven't created anything for anyone to affect my execution. So I would say there is a limit in that giving, but let's not stop giving because of someone. And don't worry about the how of how you will receive, because nature and the universe is built on you, on the givers. The blessings are for those who give, brother.
Yeah.
They come in different ways. Somebody will say, that guy wasted money with analytics advertising. Yes, he made money, but he wasted money. He was just hiring so many people. What they don't understand is he got multiplied. They gave him Spaza Eats. They gave him Spaza. If he used to make these numbers, you know what I mean?
And then people will look at you doing what you're doing and be like, how did you get there?
Yes, it's God, brother. Yeah. God's work.
And what I liked what you said is it's a value chain.
Yes.
Because think of it like a circle, right? You receive something invested into you. If you stop it there, the circle is incomplete.
You are stopping the value chain.
When you pay it forward, the circle comes back again.
100%. It enlarges yours when it comes back because now you are getting big in the cycle. When they say, I don't have money, what they're saying is I'm not part of the velocity and the movement of money. Why are you not? Because you are not offering anything. You're not giving anything.
There's someone listening to this
Yeah.
that's hearing that and saying, but I have nothing.
You have nothing
What
to give.
do I give when I have nothing?
You are thinking giving in money. You give talents, you give spirit, you give energy. You have to give something. All of us coming here in this existence have something to give. But the problem is most of us are not willing to give it. And let me tell you, whether you are giving this as a pastor and changing people's lives, people will give you something. Whether they call it tithe or something, they will give you. What I'm trying to say is when you give yourself, whether it's your skills, your knowledge, things comes back to you.
And I think a prime example of this, when we were walking in, I noticed something.
Mm-hmm.
You greeted the person behind the desk.
Yes.
That person that you greeted,
Yeah.
that's, in my mind, that's a form of giving.
Yes.
The reason why I can identify that is because
glad
I
you
think the
connect.
same way. Because when I live in this building,
Yes.
the first thing I did was greet the staff.
Yes.
Why did I do that?
Yes.
Because I know that when I greet,
Yes.
it's a form of giving.
Yes.
If I just smile at someone walking
Yes.
past me and that uplifts their day a little,
Yes.
that's a form of giving.
Where did I say I'm going after you?
Sorry?
Where did I say I'm going after?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to make deliveries.
Yeah.
The point is not delivery. There are many people who, if they meet me in the highest level of energy that I am now, their day changed. There are people that are blessed by just meeting them. And that's how we multiply in the business, by giving ourselves.
Yeah.
This is not money. But people are not willing to give you that. They're willing to give you all the bad energy they give out. Do you know you get in life what you give? Unfortunately, you're giving so much bad energy that you multiply yourself with bad energy. And you feel like somebody else had to put you there. No. You produced that. Would you agree that what you have now is a result of your production? So, exactly, that's why
So just to give this is just a small example, but this same concept can be applied on bigger levels, right?
Mm.
So with that example of greeting people behind the desk and the staff, right? The way that comes back, right? And I'm not saying that I do it to get something in return. That's not the case, because sometimes it doesn't come back.
Mm.
But most of the time, when I go downstairs and I need help with something,
Yes.
I will be the first
help you
person
first.
that's going to be
Yes.
helped. And when I'm requiring that help, it will be done quickly. Why? Because before
You are
I
a good
even
person.
asked for help, I was already giving.
Would you agree that
Form of just
currency is being good, man?
yeah.
Because when you are good, people give you.
It's a transfer of energy. I think
100%.
when you start viewing money as energy,
Yes.
because money is not
Then we solve.
just a thing.
No.
The reason why we like money, if you think about it, is a piece of paper.
Yes. There's nothing on it.
It's literally just a piece of paper with a
Backed by
signature
what?
by a bank or whatever. That's all that money is. But the reason why we value it so much is because what it can do.
100%.
When you're buying a shoe,
Yeah.
you're not buying the actual shoe. You're buying the time that was invested in designing the shoe. You're buying the time that was spent creating the shoe.
Yes.
You're buying how people are going to perceive you when you're wearing
100%.
that
The perception.
value,
Yes.
right? And I think when it comes to, paying it forward and giving, right? People don't understand the concept of value, because value doesn't have to take the form of money.
No.
Money isn't what's actually valuable.
Oh, you know what? What you said now, that's it. Because what I've learned in business, my success comes from being a good person. I'm a good person. And the people who say I'm not good are the people I give opportunities to. I don't mind them because they will never appreciate. You give a person your leg, they want your foot, they want your whole leg. So I am aware of that. But naturally, I'm a good person. And because of that, someone see me from anywhere. A person from Sydney can see me and say, I want to put you here. I want you to be in Dubai. Let's meet at 12. I'm there at 12 in Dubai. Opportunities happen. What changed? It's the energy I've been projecting out that made that person put me. The reason why they don't do the same for you, your energy is off. You are too negative.
You're thinking too much.
You're not giving anyone anything.
Yeah.
In fact, you made some couple of millions with analytics advertising. Now you feel like you're a king. So you don't want to create a system that will help people in the communities. In fact, you don't even want to walk there. You're a god. No, man.
I feel that.
I'm glad. You see why I say I really feel things, man. Like people say powerful things. I'm like, I feel that.
That's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. What does that mean? When you say I feel that, what does that mean? What does that actually mean?
For me, it's more than saying yes. It's I connect with what you're saying more than just, that's where it started. Like, I want to feel your energy. I want to feel, and when I speak things, the reason why I just say I feel that, I don't want to say something. I want to say what's powerful. And when I'm speaking, I want to touch people. I don't want to just speak to pass time. So when I say I feel that, I'm saying that what you just said now touched me. It touched me. And I'm going to take that to where I'm going. Yeah.
So it's more of like a transfer of energy.
Yes, I received it.
And you know what's crazy is like what you're talking about now is very spiritual.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think attracts people to Africa.
Yes.
And if you'll get a lot of people from Europe that come and visit Africa and they go back home. And one of the things that they say, there was a spirit there.
You feel it.
You felt it, Africa.
Yes.
I think what's happened in the last, 100 years with colonization and these things is that core essence of spirituality has kind of been confused through the process of colonization, through all the pain that's been experienced, the kind of shift that happened. And what's happened is we kind of lost that spirituality, which is why we see a lot of our leaders pertaining to the Western lifestyle. They're wearing the Gucci. They praise the Gucci.
The Gucci is more valuable than self.
Yeah.
They rather wear Gucci and be called Gucci than be themselves. And isn't that concerning?
Yeah.
Isn't undermining self there? I feel like we are all personal brands and we all have value to play in this world. That's why we are still existing. And if you just, the knowledge and the wisdom should be you to find yourself, because the one who finds himself, he knows who he is not. He knows who he is not. And that's more valuable than anything. When you know who you are not, you won't do things that you are not supposed to be doing. And when you give, you will give your best. With the whole process that happened before, you can't define yourself with what happened before. We were all not existing then. But you can look at now and the future and try and change that. How do you change that? By you changing self now. If most of us change ourselves now, we all gonna do valuable things every day. Because every day I'm living in my gift. And even if anything happens to me, I'm telling you, I've changed people. There are many people who are gonna say, I'm here because of that guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And now there's a lot of people that focus on others, and especially in a world of social media, it's so easy to do that because you can access it so easily. Yes. But someone who's listening to this that hears what you're saying but has no idea where to start, where do they start when it comes to knowing yourself?
Yeah, you see, this is where I have, I contradict with a lot because I'm still trying to find the best way to say it. I feel like religion have truth, but it also have some ways to contradict information in a sense that we are all supposed to be people who live by faith, not by sight. But there isn't a person from somewhere who's going to make you know yourself better. I think finding the kingdom should be about finding yourself. And the kingdom should be within. And if you find yourself, everything else should be added unto you. That's how I understand it now. I don't know if I will understand it different in the future. I feel like God is within everyone. And I feel like everyone is born with a God-given talent to create. And if you can find yourself in it, 100% chance you're going to create powerful things for others. I think that's how I'm seeing things now.
Okay. We've gone deep.
Yeah.
We've gone deep and we've unpacked a lot. I think that there's definitely room to go deeper for sure. But I want us to talk a little bit more about the fruits of this seed that we've spoken about now. Because what we're talking about now is the seed that's been watered and has been growing over a period of time and has now grown into this thing that we call Spaza Eats and now Spaza Market.
Yes.
So we've spoken about the past, where it started. We've spoken about where you are now. What is the future vision for this conglomerate that you are building?
The future vision, now our office in Midrand has become small, doesn't fit all our team. So we have to make adjustment. We are looking for a new headquarters, and we've been working this journey for the past 3 months. I think in 2 months from now, we'll be introducing a new headquarters. And then after that, we plan to launch Spaza Market hypers in communities. I don't know how it looks like. It's still blurry. Or let me say I know, but I'm not trying to. And we're going to launch them by region and try and connect the economics. But the idea is to bring the economics home, create opportunities for people in their region. It's not that they are not skilled. It's that there isn't enough. It's not that they don't want to work. It's because the jobs that are there, maybe they are not educated for them. Maybe we have to create the jobs that allows them to work. And I don't know how far we'll go, but I believe that somebody, as I push, will find me and they will push with me. That's the whole point.
Do you know what I love about what you're saying?
Yeah.
And just from what I can see,
yeah,
is you're not afraid to fail.
No, failing is part of the journey. It's what made me.
Yeah.
The guy who used to laugh at me failing, that's why he is where he is. He is scared to make a difference. Why would I be scared of failing? Like in my journey, what I've learned now, failure, not like academics. Academics failing means you are stupid, dumb. In entrepreneurship, failing means you are learning the lessons. It's a tuition you have to pay for what you didn't know. And the more you learn that, you will grow. Remember, in entrepreneurship, everything that you learn now, you build on it. You're not starting something new. It's not a new chapter. You build on that. So if I made stupid decisions on some financial movement, I will know tomorrow not to do that. So it's a build up on where I'm going. Failing for me now can only mean that a knowledge that to learn things I didn't know, but I can avoid it by learning from others. But to be honest, when you are envisioning something and you see it vividly when you're sleeping, and you come back to reality to create it while all those points are not connected, you are bound to make mistakes. It should be part of it. That's creativity. So I'm creating a company as we live. I'm supposed to fail. Who are you to think that I should be a genius to find everything perfect? I haven't lived this life to now know what to do before. I don't have a memorandum doing this. So it's stupid for somebody to think that I need to get it right 100%. I need to fail doing it. And it shows that I'm thinking. Because if I had everything clear, something should be wrong. Something should be saying he got someone who's telling him what to do. Yeah, but unfortunately I don't have one. And I have to fail.
Yeah, one thing that we celebrate within JD Creations is failure.
Failure, yeah.
We celebrate it. Because every failure that you go through, you're one step closer to getting to where you want to be.
100%.
There's a lot of people out there that have an idea like Spaza Market.
Yes.
But they would never print a shirt and tell people about it because they don't know how to get there.
Oh, yeah. And they are shy.
Yeah. But that's the thing that I love. Is like with you, you'll tell people the vision, you'll own it, and then you'll walk the path.
Yeah.
Because you might not know what the next step is to take, but as long as you know that you're taking whatever step forward,
100%. I'm moving. I'm here with Josh. We're talking. We're reaching more people. We're talking. I used to sell in a train station. I used to sell in the streets. There's nothing convincing me to wear Gucci to come here and speak wearing Gucci. I just have to wear what I'm doing. I'm going to be delivering. I'm a delivery man. You can call me a delivery man. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I'm in a business of delivering things. Yeah. And unfortunately, people don't want to be in a delivery business. They want to be called engineers, doctors, what doctor in whatever. I would rather be called a delivery man. I'm fine.
Yeah. Favorite African city for tech innovation?
African city? South Africa.
Why?
Everything is integrated here already. And this is the best place to integrate things. It's already like the New York of Africa to me. And you have everything connected. You just need to connect the things and let it work. If you go to Kenya, you realize that you have to walk on the bare ground. Your shoes might not be as clean when you get to the office. You know, you go to Rwanda, you realize, I need to catch a bike instead of a car. I need, that whole whatever, if you were wearing a nice scent, it's going to be gone by the time you reach the investor, So the economics is not really connected compared to here. If people knew the advantage they have here and they knew how to multiply it beyond South Africa, would be making success.
If you're living in South Africa, go visit another African country.
100%.
I went to Angola 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yo.
Proper.
it was such an mind-opening experience for me
Yeah.
because their Santin
Uh-huh.
is like our Brahm. So literally,
Ooh, I love that.
so you realize
How,
how much we have.
yes,
Yeah, and people will complain about things in South Africa, not realizing we actually have a lot.
you see the guy in Angola is very excited.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? When I went to Angola,
Yeah,
I walked past restaurants. Guess
Yeah.
what music they were playing?
they were playing what?
South African
Africa.
Mama Piano.
Even Rwanda, even Kenya, they play South Africa.
Yeah,
But we don't understand the power in there.
there's a certain responsibility that we have as Africans because
Yes.
our African brothers and sisters
Yeah.
look towards South Africa
Yeah.
and want to be like us.
And we need to give.
Yeah, we need to give. But we also need to own that. And we
Yes.
need to realize that what we have here, we can grow it
100%.
to the point where our cup is overflowing, which we can give to
You're saying it
the rest
right.
of the continent.
What you know now, Josh, you go to Botswana, Gaborone, you're going to do well. I promise you, you're going to do well. But the problem is nobody's willing to go to Gaborone. And can I tell you, there's no food delivery system operating properly in Gaborone. That's why I'm going there. And I'm not saying they must go because now they're following me. When I go to the township, they're coming. I'm going to Gaborone. You'll see them coming, following me. Well, as soon as I launch Gaborone, you'll see them.
Yeah. And we need to do this before international companies realize
100%.
this, because what they're going to do is they're going to pull an Uber.
Yes, they
and
put
then
budget.
all of that money that gets generated here will be siphoned back to the
And our people, they lack understanding that we have to hire our own local skills to develop the system. And the system might not be competing at highest level with the one from India. But we should not be compared. You should appreciate it as what we can do now. This is a production of what we have here. If you can support it, it can grow to a point where we can have qualified people from here who can upgrade it. So I think that at some point, I don't know if you remember, like this, there was a point we used to call China for China products Hong Kong. They were Hong Kongs, man. They were fake, man.
Now we're buying their cars.
Now we buy
They're competing against Land Rover.
You have to start somewhere. They walked the journey. People here are not willing for you to walk the journey and try and start from the beginning. And that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the purpose of this podcast, is to create that shared vision of where we want to be. Because then we start viewing these things a bit differently. When you start deciding, am I going to order an Uber Eats or Spaza Eats? You think, no, let's go with Spaza Eats, because that for me is an investment.
Let's go for Spaza Eats. I mean, even if Spaza, let's say I go mad at some point, who is going to still be working at Spaza Eats? We're creating local opportunity.
And the crazy part is the profit that goes into that business is not going to the US or to the UK.
It's here.
It's being reinvested back into South Africa.
It's talking about that now. The running Spaza Eats is expensive. I've pumped up so many millions already. And the people here, they are too slow to respond to solutions. They look at them and they appreciate them. But if they have money, they don't, it's almost like they don't know what to do with their money they have. And looking at government, they will take their time. It forces you to go outside. You know, last week I was in Dubai. I talked to so many investors when I was there. And if we are slow, you will have someone from Dubai putting investment on this thing. And now it's co-owned.
Yeah, you have to pay it back. There's no such thing as free.
There's no such thing as a free. Yeah. But you know what causes that? Is that our people, they leave, they just watch you doing. They can watch you die, people here. You know that. George, they can watch you die and say, they take a video. That's how shallow people are. They haven't realized themselves. And I'm learning now what to do. But where we are now, we are attracting so many opportunities. I don't want to lie. So many wealthy families from here in the country, government, and sovereignty from other countries. They're interested on Spaza Eats. So we'll see how the future turns out. We just pray to make the right decision.
For sure. Well, I'll be buying off of Spaza Eats.
Please, brother, please. And we will upgrade. We'll continue learning.
Yeah, for sure. And the reason why I'll do that is because it's an investment.
Thank you. Yes.
It's an investment into our country.
And look at like what ShopRite, Whitey Basson did, for example. He doesn't have to be there now for him to see everything, but you can see the results because of the work they have done across how many communities. That's what we're doing it for. It's not for us. Yes.
Most memorable moments in your career?
University, Corporate or business?
Business.
Memorable.
What's the most memorable out of all of them?
I have many, man. I have many pictures that I collected
Top
in my
3.
head. Top 1, Louis Trechat. My mother struggling. I can't allow that. That's why I'm here.
Mm.
And my father also, I stayed with my father in Attridgeville. The way he used to also have a loan shark business. I have to take care of that. Second one, in corporate. There are people who, when you are projecting your best, they will find their ways to undermine you so they can step on top of you. I don't want to be in that position where somebody is uncomfortable with themselves, so they feel like you being there, you are a problem to them, while people gave you opportunities to be there. We are all given opportunities, but you find that it's not even a manager, it's not even an owner or what. It's some guy who will make you feel bad for being you. I don't want to be in that position. Collaboration, work together. You can't really say that he was stupid, because how did he build all these entities if he was? You know that he was sharp. You know that he was smart. You stepped on him because you don't want him to stand up. You know what I mean? The third one in business was in Russia. Russia, they are trying to get this top entrepreneur in Russia, and they are trying to say who is the winner and whatever. I won the best entrepreneur, but everyone who was there, everyone created the best solution in their country. Everyone solved their country's problem. And my question was, I know I built systems for companies, but what did I solve? What did I do? What can community say I did for them? And that's when I knew I need to come back and start again.
So you're busy with a lot of different projects, solving a lot of different problems.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm going to ask you this question is because there's someone watching this that might see an opportunity in it.
Yeah.
If you could solve one more African problem, what would it be?
One more African problem would be easy logistics. The train is powerful. I'd create train, because I think train is a source of commuting for many people, and they will be able to move around, have the same chance. When I was growing in Louis Trichardt, we used to stay next to train station. My father used to work for Transnet, and that's why. But I used to see a lot of people, even successful people, back in 99, they were passing through there, and I used to be inspired by these guys. I would wish the people have that opportunity. When I was in Dubai, it's so cheap to travel with the train than anything else. So I would think logistics would be something that because connecting people through transport would create so many opportunities.
Not even that, just connecting products.
Nah.
If we could send something from here
to there, transport, yeah, which is similar to what I'm doing now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Talifhani, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure.
I appreciate you, Josh, and the team. You guys are amazing. Yeah, continue doing what you're doing. You don't know how many lives you are impacting, and you don't know how many kids you're going to spark the brain to change the world. But when you do what you do, give it your best. Just know you are the god of it right now.
Yeah, no, there's a purpose behind what we do.
Nice.
We might not have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
We might not be driving around in Mercedes Benzes or whatever.
No.
But there's a purpose.
There's a purpose.
And just like you said with Spaza Market,
Yeah.
you're not too sure. You know where you're going. But every step you take, you figure it out more and more.
100%.
You're on the same path with
100%.
Thank you for being along the same path and joining us on our journey.
Thank you so much. Do you know what they say? Don't worry about the how. Just worry about the vision and what you have to do today.
Once you've got your why, you will determine your how.
100%.
Awesome.
After a while, you write your book. They call it Steve Jobs, Josh, whatever. You know. After you've done it, you will write a blueprint for us or for the upcoming generation.
No, but we're sharing it while we walk.
We're sharing it as you walk.
Yeah, that's why we're inviting you, the viewer, to come and be a part of that.
100%.
Whether it be buying something Spaza Eats, whether it be liking and subscribing to us or sharing it with someone, whatever capacity it is. Remember, contributing doesn't have to mean monetary contribution.
Ooh, giving.
Exactly.
Tell me, when you look at me, what do you think?
when I look at you, I see someone who is got a very strong sense of his why, has consistency in taking steps towards that why, and has the audacity to believe in something bigger.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Yes, because everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your platform.
Awesome. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching this latest episode of the C.Cast. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to achieve a huge mission and we need you to invest in it. The best way to do that is by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and leaving a comment down below. By doing that, you help the algorithm understand that we are offering content that is valuable and it will reach more people. There might also be someone out there that just wants to learn a lesson or who might be able to take something away from the podcast. Share it with them. And lastly, if you would like to be more involved in the community, if you want access to opportunities, knowledge from our experience in the digital marketing space, or to connect with other people who are like-minded and uplifting the continent, starting businesses and using tech and creativity to make them successful, join the WhatsApp group by scanning the QR code and we'll chat with you there. Until then, bye.